Hello and welcome to another episode on the Everyday Joy podcast. I hope you've been enjoying these episodes. I hear from a lot of people that this has become a bit of your daily routine. And I know that one of the listeners does her makeup as she listens to these podcast episodes. So it gives her, a good chunk of time to get ready. I know a couple of people who listen to it on their walk while they have breakfast. So I'd love to know where you're listening from and what you do while you're listening. You can send through an email to the Everyday Joy podcast inbox, which is in the description below. Today, we are taking a look at the power of being able to say no. And if you are a people pleaser and you struggle to say no, I think you're going to get a lot out of today's episode. Let's get into today's verse.
Just say yes or no. Just say what is true. That way your language can't be used against you. That's from James 5 verse 12 in the Message version.
Ash, so good to have you again here today.
So good to be here, Joy.
Now, I don't know about you, but I struggle with this one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like, just say yes or no. And I'm like, it's like that one from The Notebook. It's not that simple.
Literally. Or like, I don't know if anyone's ever seen Gilmore Girls, but every episode, Rory writes a pros and cons list. I feel like I could write a pros and cons list on yes and no.
Oh, so many movie reference.
I know.
I also think of Shrek and Lord Farquaad when he's looking at the mirror and he's got the different bachelorettes.
Yes.
And everyone's like, pick number 3, pick number 2.
Literally.
And he's like, 1, 2, 3, I don't know. And he just kind of runs with it.
I know.
And we see where that all goes. There's
so true.
a power that comes with being able to have the ability to say yes, to say no. And maybe you're listening right now and you are very good at that. But today we are speaking to the people who struggle to say no, mostly,
yes.
Because I think it's a lot easier for us to say yes and keep people happy.
Yeah, so true. I am the audience today. I am definitely someone that has struggled with this. I think that it's a situation where I like everyone to be happy. I like to not let anyone down. And I'm sure there are so many people listening that are in the same boat where saying no can be scary sometimes.
Yeah.
We have a big expectation of ourselves. We have this, honestly, probably unrealistic expectation that we can do it all. Not probably, definitely unrealistic expectation that we can do it all. And we just try to make people happy.
Yeah.
And I think that unfortunately causes us to run into a few problems.
Yeah. I really can relate to everything that you said, Ash. I've had to learn the hard way, unfortunately.
Yes.
To become more of a no person. That's been really, really, really hard for me.
Yeah.
And we're going to go into some more tips and tricks later on in this episode. But what does this verse tell you about who God is or what matters to him?
I think it comes down to God wanting us to be people of integrity. I think that's really what it comes down to. The second line says that way your language can't be used against you. And so I think the kind of the arrowhead of this scripture is God isn't just saying make a decision because it makes people's lives easier. He's saying make a decision, say yes or no, and stick to it as best you can, so that you can be a person of integrity and so that people can rely on you. And I think that's what this verse comes down to.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, we are representatives of Jesus. We are his ambassadors. So when people know that you're a Christian or you're a person of faith and you're not the kind of person who follows through, that's the picture that they'll get of Jesus. And that's why I think we have to be so careful when we say yes, when we say no.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've really learnt over the last little while is that every time I say yes to something, I say no to something else.
Yeah.
And I have to stop and ask myself, before I say yes to something, I have to do a little bit of a workshop activity in my brain and say, okay, Joy, if you're saying yes to this, what's the thing that you're saying no to?
Yeah.
And inevitably, there always is.
So true. It's so true. I think that there's the idea, like, if you say yes constantly and you're constantly trying to people please, it's like that idea where if you overpromise and then underdeliver, that's when things get a bit awkward. And I know for myself, I've definitely fallen into that. I've been probably even in more recent seasons, I think that that's not the person that I want to be. But I know for myself, when I get overwhelmed or anxious or stressed, I can tend to say yes as almost like a band-aid fix to not have to deal with more, in inverted commas, problems. Yeah. It's almost like being like, yes, I can do that. Let's not make anyone disappointed. Let's not deal with any negative emotions. I think that's why I personally say yes to so many things. Also because I don't want to let people down, people that I love down, people that I know rely on me. And I think that really being able to make a decision, saying yes or saying no, planting in it, sitting in it, and then just being integrous and following through is so important to, like what you said, Joy, our character, and making sure people can rely on us. And yeah, I think it's okay to be vulnerable as well and say no, this reason, and this reason. But you said something awesome earlier about no being a full sentence.
Yes.
And and I think that it's so true. Sometimes we feel like we have to have an elaborate, not excuse, but we have to have an elaborate reason why we can't say yes to something.
And sometimes the muscles, like at a biological level, sometimes the muscles in your face and your brain synapses are so used to shooting off a yes and a sure that you actually need to train yourself to say no. This might sound silly, Ash, but I got to a point where I was at my church, I was serving on 7 different teams.
Whoa.
I could not stop saying yes.
Yep.
And so I tried to say no, but I did the weird, I'm not sure. And I'd look at their expression and I'd notice, there's a flash of disappointment. And then I would change my response to make them happy. And I'd be like, but I guess I could squeeze it in. And then they'd be happy. And I'd be like, yay, I made someone happy. Yeah. Even though on the inside, I was just like, why did I do this?
Yeah.
So I stood in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
And just like you would practice a speech in primary school, I practiced different ways of saying no.
That's so good though.
I couldn't actually say no. Like I couldn't do it with a straight face. It just felt so wrong. So I've got a few ideas on, and maybe you can try these at home. But do practice saying these words. Familiarize yourself with them. Familiarize yourself with the sound of being able to say this, so it's not unfamiliar when you actually have to say no to something.
Yeah.
You can say, "Can I get back to you on this?" That buys you time to think.
Yeah.
You can say, can I check my schedule and get back to you for a work thing?
Yeah.
Because that's important too. It shows that you've got good time management. You can also, like you said, Ash, be vulnerable and say, I don't want to say yes and not be able to follow through.
Yeah.
So is there anyone else who could do it, or is there a smaller part of it that I can do? You can negotiate. You can say, listen, I want to, but I can't actually do the whole thing you're asking of me.
It's so true.
So it doesn't always have to be black and white. Yeah. And again, you can always just say, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can do it this time. There's so many ways to say it, but I really, really do think physically being able to say those words out loud, hearing yourself say them, will help greatly in those moments where as a people pleaser you just say yes even before you think about it.
Yeah, it's so true. And I think the other thing as well is, don't look at it as this huge issue and scary thing with the word no. It's okay to take baby steps. It's okay to slowly say no. It's okay to slowly open up to people and let them know how you're feeling. And like you said, Joy, the more you do it, it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the more you practice it, the easier it will be. And it will also just help you with your character as well. It might help you stay more integrous and more calm in the end as well.
As we wrap up today's episode, I know we covered a few practical points with the mirror thing a little bit earlier, so do that if that's what really will help you. But I do want to talk about this idea of integrity that Ash brought up, because I think that's really what this verse covers in the second half. James chapter 5 verse 12 says, just say yes or no, just say what is true. Then it goes on to say, that way your language can't be used against you. Now, if we stop and think about the gravity of that statement, what it's really saying is that when our words and our actions misalign, that can be used against us. And I don't know about you, but that kind of stresses me out a little. I hate to think that me just trying to please someone, me just trying to stretch myself and genuinely trying to do the right thing can actually lead to me discrediting myself, me damaging my own reputation. So it's a good thing to think about. It's a bit of a chewy one, so take some time unpacking it today. But do take a moment to ask yourself, before you say yes, before you say no, can you follow through with it? Well, that wraps up today's episode on the Everyday Joy podcast. It's a meaty one today. I look forward to catching up again tomorrow, right here on the Everyday Joy podcast.